From the beginning of space and time, like an alien mind, resurrecting all the design, what you can't even see, like intelligence see through the dream of what you gotta believe, like the Native American sound of what they used to do, the sound of what they actually listen to, as of what they actually are within space and time, nobody actually know, but when the bass rumble down, you understand within the space, within time, and what you got to believe, the understatement of what you gotta actually see is when and where, within the air, and how many could there be, the bass coming down from surround sound systems within the sky, where nobody can actually understand, with the biggest #1 nation running our land, of what we got to do within all space and time, within our grind, of whatever we are doing within space and time for us to find galactic glitches within the air that nobody can see, because time and space is actually traveling through actually a frequency, through mountain balances out in space and time, within harmony of our given mind of what we are, DJs within space and time, but really real record spinning within the track of our eyes, design what the chromosomes could do. You understand just the colors coming through as a real record of what you can't even see, DMT, molecular, what you can't even believe, broken down into something through space and sound, of what space and time and molecular code can do, space and energy and what you can't even see, the energy within me as I'm traveling through my whole life, what you can't even believe, music and technology, the surround sound system, basing what you gotta believe, like you can see the White House with what they are, the subsystems of what the bass can do, actually being the best DJ of who within space and time as we just resurrected the mind of the most frequent high, what you got to believe, you got to actually see the dream within space and time of what you got to know, the information actually being able to collectively be wherever you want to be within traveling through space and time's wormhole, through space and glitch, whatever it could be, through telekinesis, through traveling through, you know exactly what I mean, is a zapper lightning strike down on where, within space and time it makes quartz where, within space and time of what you can't understand, because I'm actually galactically what I'm doing within space and time is making more of my DNA strain that will heal my mind, you gotta understand within space and time and grind within the pure code of what you can't even believe, your molecule of the space and time of the parasite that could be, the real molecule of what you got to believe, the real tree of spirit, and you got to actually understand, like the #1 nation coming back again, rocking the nation from what you got to do, understanding my alien technology coming down and saving all of you, but what's the real plan from understanding what you can't see, I'm talking about, hold up, here comes the static electricity within the fire, you got to understand whatever they're trying to do within space and time, or what they're trying to hide, what you can't understand within what they see, within the static electricity or whatever they're trying to do, the real plan of what they can't even actually allow within space and time for us to find within the ground where nobody can actually see, the real information hidden through the telekinesis of their dream, the real code of what you need to actually understand, the lowest orbs of all of them coming down street sign of what you can't even see, what you got to believe within them, understand within me, it's like a metallic orb of what you can't see within the magnetic type of B, within which one you can inspire down through, you understand the telekinesis of going all the way up to, the real telekinesis of how the generals could do within space and time, or what they're trying to find, how I discovered, do what they do, chopping and splicing space and time within rewinding and finding everything through, but what they're really trying to do is root tip what you can't even believe, the whole planetary sound structure of what they're trying to find, you got to actually believe within space and time, our grind of what we are, just a shining star within space and time, but what you got to believe within what you can't even see, the real information, what they're trying to do within space and time, we got to actually understand the dream of what they actually can't even see, the telekinesis through the generals, the ones that back within the fact of what they actually do within space and time, all the way over in space and ground, you got to actually understand how this nation within combination of what you can't see, the information through the sea, how telekinesis could do this to a dream, but what they're really trying to find, all the way around the planetary design, what those orbital minds in space and time we can find within space and ground, of what they're trying to do, you understand it's a telekinesis as they come down to, you understand it's a light looks through, the information as a why do what it do within space and time, of the harmony through the ground of what we actually here to find, like breathing in the purest air within the wind, what we can't even do, the molecular code of how time and space is broke down through, take the other side dimension, what you can't even understand within zapping out of UFO of our different nation, from combination of air, molecular time and code, what the gasoline's actually here to do, within space and time, molecular driving all of who, the real broke down dream of what they're trying to find within space and time is the molecular design of actually being able to design the fact of what an alien can do within all the technology that they know, and all the space and time, within all the glitches of all the space and time wormholes of everything that they are, you gotta bring them from afar within the mind's light, you can understand within the design what they're trying to do all damn day and night, you gotta believe, you gotta understand the activity to actually say within the code what you can't even see, star system above me, can you believe and breathe what you're trying to do within space and time for me to be actually be saved within the medicine's design of what the star system should do within the molecular light of what I breathe through, to my family, of all my past ancient history of who I used to be to, you actually believe with whatever we do through the sea, or whatever it is within static electricity, dipping or blow, what you understand within the water system, or where I could be molecular code of a stream of gold, you never actually know, static electricity to the soul, what they're trying to show, you can never actually believe within the static sound of what they're actually trying to find, the real difference is what they're trying to do within space and time, through resplicing through oxide the digits, what you can't even believe, informational wavelength of what they're trying to do, the connection all the way up to what they're actually trying to find, the real star system within God's design, the highest light of what you can't even see, the frequency of the most highest digital real, the most intelligent sea of the information through the dream of what they're really trying to hide, because the real intelligence is the most highest why is God's digital light of what we can't actually see, the information through the light is really God, the information of the molecular dream of what you got to breathe, the real space and time through a ripping access words out and out in space and time, like you can see the God, the speed of light doing what it do, God and what it is within space and time coming back to look down through, but what who knew with the 2010 from back then and again from what we are within code space and time, you have to believe within space and time of what it actually can do, the rocket, the speed of light traveling here within space and time and actually traveling, saying the real information through the ground of what God's design can do, you have to actually believe. Nobody can understand, it's like Zap Life and who within the fact of what they actually do, the orb fly through within the alien technology of what they actually are, like an orb flying around me within the digital pixel, who can actually see the imagery, who made me within the A.I.M.C is what you got to understand, the lapse of the smiles from back in the past, from all the DNA strains of all the chromosomes of everybody's and all the past lives, what they can't understand, the real oxygen within the nation, what you can't actually breathe, the fact of what you need to know is the fact of what the wormhole could do within the technology, alienated space and time, of what they're trying to mute out within the realm, what they actually are. It's often so far within the galaxy, from real places, within real space and time, from the farthest harmony within God's given around. But what we're supposed to do, you understand race is what they're trying to find. It's like the information for us to actually believe within space and time. In fact, actually, how fast can we believe and know? The alien abduction, when nobody can actually see the information through the dream. It's like the alien resurrected me within space and time from facts of what nobody can actually see. If a decision is a fact of what we need to do to save the planet, that's my information to you to understand within the fact of what I'm doing all the way from back then and now, and understand the game of what I got to do. You got to be able to understand the facts of what it is within space and time for you to rhyme all the time on the ground. What we're supposed to do is place and bring back and understand. It's like get back what the backpack can do. You understand? It's like you not like you can understand the government trying to do what they do. It's just 1, 2, 3 coming through. If you keep on grinding all of you can keep up with the fact of what they're trying to do. It's just the fact of what we are off so far. The galaxy made it colder, what nobody can understand because it's sold to the universe just to be able to make the UFOs into the real. You understand me? It's like a metallic sound running through the sea of what we actually be. The information through harmony. You got to believe within space and time, whatever we can find out the star system or whatever we actually are. As out from far within the temperature, you can't understand. It's like what could it be within the information to our hands digitally, printing out the information to the dream through a DNA strain or whatever the molecular code could actually do. You understand the molecular dream of what we actually kind of trying, what you can't even find within space and time, trying to feel that we got to believe if you can. It's like if you can understand the meat within the land, it's like we're trying to find as much gold as we can to run the plane, but you got to understand the plane by ET is for them to actually be able to be the plus ones with the gold. It's like matching the networks within space and time. The molecular dream, the real dream actually drive what you can't see, like flying in a UFO, but dipping and finding whatever they're doing within this, what you got to believe. The fact of where we actually are within space and time or whatever, nobody can actually find the information through a digital real within. You can understand. It's like a given down, a shining blind and igniting that flame, but within what you can't believe, other people within a different team, within a nation, from a different combination of whatever they're trying to do. My real dream is whatever you can bring back to the fact that you never actually understand what they're trying to do within the digital nation. It's about you can believe the paramox, what you got to believe, the oxygen and what you can't see. If you can breathe it in within an organ and you be the best MC, you got to believe and perform the outdoes. What they try to find everywhere around the planetary design, whatever they're trying to find is how you can see the information through. I'm like the galactic, what you got to believe. MC dropping audio drops on top of all D to come to the show. You already know it ain't gonna rain, it ain't gonna blow. It's just gonna be more and more sunshine of what you see. The information to the dream, the galactic scene, what you got to see. You can all understand. It's like the fact of the sunset, the sun, moon, sunrise, whatever you want to do. It's galactic as a team, its energy produces a through. You know there ain't no static information back through what you can't even see through the fact of the dream of what we actually tied to. As if you can understand the number one nation back within the dream all the way through all the video reels of everything. So you can I said space and time or what they're trying to believe and believe, but you got to believe within what they're actually trying to do. I'm talking about video reels, actual sunsets and sunrises coming up to the information like a dream of what the beach could actually be within the information, actually be able to walk the whole dream of what you can't see all the way back to from, and then everything you get from there within the information wavelength of what they're trying to produce, where the knowledge of what space and time could be. Traveling through the sea of what nobody can actually do is just traveling from one nation to the combination of wherever we're guided to within the dream or whatever spirituality you can actually understand within the guided hand or whatever they're trying to do. You understand? It's like trying to tap into for you never to actually be able to understand through a different vibration what they're trying to find within space and time. The government glitches what they can do within space and time. You never knew who's actually hiding who within the government realm within space and time or what it is within the molecular code or what the DNA chip that you got to believe what they're trying to do through different information through the sea, like spicing the words from other people within space and time that are stars within rewind and find eye to eye within combinations of all the love and part of the world for the peace and what they try to do. Combination of what they're trying to bring back from the fact of what they're trying to find through the information that's who is who within space and time, because we really don't know what you can't even see. The metropolis real from all the way up the top. You got to believe it's like a video reel. It's non-stop hip-hop, drip drop, what you got on top of the game, all fame within the lane. Nobody can understand a thing, because it's all thumbs up within the space and time of what nobody actually knows within the gangsters rhyme from all the gangsters rise that's coming through within the gangsters what you can understand. That's all they do is just riding on time. You can understand me, the captain of what you can't see, the information of what I be, the information comes happening back and what you can understand back and through and nobody actually knows but the side of you driving on through. What you got to do within what space, what's real, what you have to find within a video game that's getting you see on top of the what you got to understand. It's like the Roman tropical slam, but do you understand the facts of what the video world could do? Dimension of a building block that was something new, like you can understand like the meteor coming back within speed and time or whatever the light's trying to do. As you understand whatever they're trying to do, it's just the information of how that voice we gotta do. It's the fact of what they're trying to find within the information within the voices. That's all listen through. You understand? Because I'm trying to do what I do, protect all who within space and time from the master plan or whatever nobody wants to be able to understand within the game or whatever nobody can actually see within the fame or whatever I'm trying to say. The information, what they're trying to do, the information that sounds tapped through within time of a digital code or what nobody can break that. You understand? The fact of what they're trying to do within the sound from all the top or what they are from the above within space and time as a harmony comes back down to for you all to be resurrected through within the information wavelength to how God next with the technology and the alienated space and time do. What we trying to find, molecular code within space and time of what we are designed within space and time on the ground all the time, around all the what you can't even see the information through the sea, the past and the dream, but everything is up all around the planetary sound structure doing what they do, the fact of who's who within space and time and the fact on the ground what they're trying to run. You got to believe within all the people around the planetary side, what you got to believe is who is doing what and where the fights within what's the reason through the tapped into information what they're trying to do. It's like a game, nobody can understand the thing within the slang within the number one rank what they're trying to find. It's like my given diamond shining line and ignite, but now rewind and find the other side to start decision what they can't even see the apple electricity comes down to me. What did I do? The fact that I just you understand into MC within around the land, trying to run everything within the game that I can within the fame of what the game could do. You understand everything coming back through within the information how I'm actually running to the best information of what it could be, electricity within the soul of me, within the information how electricity can current within space and time of the voice resonates throughout the harmony of what our voice could do through static electricity. As for zapping number one nations, all the orbs within space and time of wherever we are within space and mind. I got helicopters, all you can see is Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and Bentleys, and you already understand the dream. It's like stuttering it through, but you can't understand what who's doing it too. You understand as we just rhyming as many metropolis darkness of what we trying to find the farthest metropolis rhyme and the farthest side of the different dimension, what we can actually do from a futuristic dream, and who's actually listening through within the time encoded what the digital matrix is within space and time, of all the orbs they can't give and trying, or what they're trying to find within space and time. But decide you decide within space and time for what the check with, and we can't even believe them, what they're trying to do. The information through is who's who within space and time. I got all of them into my mind. Other sides giving great, but you got to believe blooming too within the orbs come through. And you understand Tupac and Biggie, they do what they do.